In this short video, I'm going to explain what the setup costs are to getting your first HMO property up and running, and also what the ongoing management and maintenance cost looks like, and how much profit you can be expected to have at the end of every single month. Hi, I'm Mark Lloyd. I'm co-founder of Property Master Academy, and I've been a property investor since 2005. So how much do you need to buy an HMO property? Well, of course, that can vary massively depending on where you are in the country. But you can also get an HMO without using much of your own money as well, using things like lease option agreements, rent to rent, raising private finance, or doing a joint venture. But in this video, I'm going to explain what the typical cost would be for a traditional HMO property that you've bought with your own money. So firstly, how much do you need to get started to put into the deal? Well, I'm going to work on the basis that you are putting down a 25% deposit. Now you can do it for less, but then your interest rates will be higher. So 25% deposit, typically HMOs in my area are going to be around £400,000 as a starting point. So quite expensive, and therefore you will need £100,000 as your deposit. Now if you haven't got that, you'll either need to look for a cheaper area or use a different strategy like I mentioned earlier. Lease options, rent to rent, private finance, joint ventures, for example. Now don't forget about your legal fees, which will be between £1,000 and £1,500 on average. And of course, there's that stamp duty, which in my case would be £22,000. That's a lot of money. So that's the property purchased. Now we need to look at the refurbishment costs. Now here you need to be very careful, as it is so easy to overspend, so have a budget and try and stick to it. Ideally, you don't want to buy a property that needs a massive refurb, but you want it to look amazing, so it has that wow factor when tenants walk through the door. Now my colleague Peter Licorinas specialises in high-end HMOs, where the refurb is around £60,000 to £70,000, which is a lot of money, but you don't need to go that far. There are a few things you must have, such as fire doors, smoke detectors, heat detector, fire safety equipment, fire blanket in the kitchen. You'll need to make sure the furniture satisfies the fire safety regulations as well, which of course all new furniture does. You'll need to carry out a fire risk assessment. Now this can be done by you. You can actually download a fire risk assessment from the internet, or you can hire someone to do it for you. You need to take into account also that the minimum room size for a bedroom is 6.5 square metres. Anything less and it cannot be used as a bedroom. Now some councils have higher room size requirements, so always check your council website as to what their requirements are. So on average, how much should it cost? Well, I think if you're not going to do too much to the property, I'd say about £20,000 to £30,000 is a good starting point, which includes the furniture. But you could easily double that if you're not careful. Now we don't tend to put en suites in our HMOs, but we try to engineer it so that only two people share one bathroom. When changing the property to an HMO, we also try to ensure that it can be easily converted back to a family home if needed. Now just a quick note on en suites. Many councils are now looking at applying to council tax to HMO rooms, and one of the criteria they look at is en suites, because the more self-contained an HMO room becomes, then it will be treated like a studio flat and council tax will be applied, so beware. Next question, how much return are you going to get back? Well, regardless of the amount you are investing, you should be getting back more than if you were buying a standard buy-to-let property. Why? Because the income on an HMO is that much greater. Bear in mind that cash in the bank is going to earn you less than 1% at the time of this recording, so anything more than that will be an absolute bonus. Now if this is your first HMO, then you might be happy with a 10% return on your capital. As you become more experienced, that may change to 20 to 30% return on capital, or maybe even higher. The thing is, it doesn't matter what anyone else is getting on their HMOs, it's the return that you are happy with that counts. Now room rates will vary around the country. In our area, an average 6-bed HMO would achieve £3,000 to £3,500 gross rent, sometimes a bit higher. But of course, this will vary depending on the specification, area and type of tenant you're aiming for. Of course, that's not all yours to keep. You've still got the mortgage payments And you have to pay the bills, which is going to be your gas, electric, broadband, council tax, water rates, insurance. And unless you're going to manage yourself, you're going to have to pay somebody to manage the property for you. Find the tenants and take complete responsibility and control of the property. Now you can do this yourself, but that can be a lot of hard work. So I would recommend using a letting agent, or as you get more HMOs, get yourself a property manager. Whichever it is, expect to pay 12 to 15% for a good HMO letting agent. This is not an area you should be haggling too much on, as a good HMO agent is worth their weight in gold. For a lot of investors, 2 or 3 HMOs can make you financially independent within 12 months or less. There you go. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please hit the like button as it helps our YouTube algorithms. And also, subscribe to our channel and you'll be notified each week as we upload new content. Appearing on your screen right now are more videos that will help you with your property investing journey. Thanks for listening.